All right. Well, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit more nervous to say it now, but we'll get it out of the way anyway. This is basically a moment for me. So, we don't normally do this on my stream ever. It's more like casual and jokey and comedic than it is like serious. But there's something that I really wanted to say a lot lately. I didn't exactly know how to say it. It's been on my mind a lot. I wanted to say it to get it out there, and I figured me going to GDQ, um, that's like a really good time for me to say it because like I'm not gonna be here for like a week, and so here's basically what it is. About 2 years ago, I was at like a pretty low point in my life. I lost a really good friend, and I was a huge wank. I was a huge piece of shit. And you can ask like Chris and Gabby, and I was like just a really big wank. And I had to like really start asking myself like, was I happy? Like, was I really proud of who I was at the time? Like, did I really think I was a good person? You know, was I where I in my life that I wanted to be at? And the answer to everything really was no. I wasn't happy. I wasn't proud. I was constantly wishing that I was like someone else. Like, and as humans, I don't think we can really be like that. I don't think we can ever let ourselves think that we're just okay the way we are. And I think we're capable of more than that as humans. Okay, I think we can be more than that. I think we have to push ourselves to be better. I think we have to push ourselves to be better people after that. So I was sitting in my room for months, just playing video games, eating Taco Bell. I was like watching anime, TV shows. Like I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't accomplishing anything. I wasn't interested in anything, and I was just waiting for someone to come to life and change that. And instead of waiting, I kind of started thinking I have to do something. So I started traveling. I went to my first GDQ, and I met people, and they inspired me to start doing more hobbies. They invited me to start like I kind of got into photography from doing GDQ. I saw people that like really inspired me, and I wanted to start doing that. I started like learning a new hobby. I started reading more books, and I started feeling like if I read more books, I would be more smarter. And then I was eating fast food all the time. I was eating fast food like 6 or 7 days of the week. So I started eating healthier, and I started changing my eating habits, and I started meal prepping. I started learning how to cook instead of waiting for someone to come to my life to cook for. I started cooking for myself, and because I wanted to be a better person, and I felt like I deserved to be a better person that I wanted to be. I wanted to meet that person that I could be if I was better. And I think that's all we really can do. If you ever wish that you were someone more, you should be able to meet that person. You should be able to push yourself forward to be that person, right? But it all takes an effort. We have to make ourselves to do that. We can't keep looking at ourselves and thinking, "Oh, I wonder if I do this, how will I change myself? What will I be like? Who will I be?" And we have to get there. We have to make that step to get there, okay? We can't just keep sitting around and waiting, wasting our time, and just thinking, "Oh, well, I'm fine the way I am. I'm doing just fine, you know, like I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm working a job that I like." You have to really start pushing yourself, okay? You know, we can't keep making up bullshit to keep saying that, you know, I'm fine the way I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to work out. I don't want to keep sitting around the house doing nothing, right? And I think it's something that we all need to work on. I think it's something that we all have to find a way to keep pushing ourselves to do more, right? So whenever I was sitting at home just doing nothing, I always kept like telling myself like I really want to do this. I really want to do that, and I kept making up excuses like, you know, I don't really have the time. I'm sleeping in too late. I work 6 days a week. I kept making up excuses, and none of these excuses actually fall. Like I only work 6 days a week for like 5 hours a day. I have more than enough time. Like at least like another. If I sleep 8 hours a day and I work 6 hours a day, I still have like another 14 hours a day to do whatever the hell I want. I can go to the gym for an hour at that time. I could go, you know, out in the world and meet new people and go to the bar and like drink and have, you know, I could do all that stuff. Anybody can do all that stuff. Okay, we can always go out and do things to better ourselves. We can always do things. And it's just a matter of starting. Okay? So whenever I was depressed, I wasn't doing anything, and I was just being lazy. I was just being a shithead. And then I really started to think, okay, why don't I go start trying to do something? Why don't I start trying to cook more food? Why don't I start trying to do photography? Why don't I start trying to work out? Why don't I start trying to read books and read about how the world works? So then I did. And what happened was I grew as a person. I grew more character. I stopped being such a lonely, lazy piece of shit. And I changed. And I think I grew up a lot in the last 2 years. And I think a lot of it was just me realizing that I was going through a low point in my life and I didn't want to keep being that way. And I felt like I had to do better. And I think that's important for us as people to keep changing ourselves and to keep moving forward and not staying the same children that we are. You know, I think if that person who I lost a few years ago could see me the way I was now today, they wouldn't even recognize me. I've cleaned up, I act a lot, I grew up a lot, I've matured a lot. I look a lot different than what I did 2 years ago, right? And I think that's good. Okay? I think that we have to change. And I think as we get older, you have to change more and you have to change for the better. I don't think you can keep being a lonely, lazy piece of shit. So, you know, I want you to look at like your parents, for example. Okay, you look up to your parents all the time when you're a kid because they're adults. They have accomplished more in your life. You know, your dad might have a salary job. He raised a family, and he has a skill set. Like, you know, he has like an actual skill set he went to school for. Maybe he practiced a lot. Maybe you look at a random person in your life, you think, wow, I really wish I could be like that person. I really wish I could be musically talented, or I really wish that I might be a better chef. I might be more talented in some aspects. And those people, they didn't get that way by luck or by natural talent. They did that by grinding. They did that by putting in a really long, harsh training schedule on themselves. Like people you see who have like these really big toned bodies, they're muscular, they're fit. They didn't just work that. They weren't born that way. They had to go to the gym. They had to work out, 5-6 days a week, 3-4 hours a day. Anybody can do that. It just takes the willpower. It just takes having that one person to push us in our lives to be a better person. And that person in my life isn't there anymore. I had that person who always pushed me to get better, and I didn't realize it when she was in my life. And I wish I did. But now that is gone, and I went through the hard times, I realized that I need to actually grow up and be that person that she wanted me to be. And I will be that person. And over the last 6 months alone, I started cooking more, I started baking more, I started being more independent, I stopped eating like shit, and I started learning more hobbies. I started learning more skill sets. I started learning a second language. And I want to keep doing that. When I come back from GDQ, I already have more plans. I'm not going to stop here. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I'm constantly elevating myself to be better. And I want us all to do that. So you know what? While I'm gone here, do me a favor. Ask yourself, am I really doing the best that I can? And try to be better every day. Do something different to better yourself. Find a way you can better yourself in at least one way before I come back. And when I come back, tell me what you did. I'm not saying to never be happy with yourself or to never be proud of yourself. But what I'm saying is this. Don't get too complacent with who you are right now when you can still be a better person. Okay? Don't think to yourself that you're happy the way you are. You're not. Don't think to yourself that when you look at yourself and say you're happy the way you look, you don't. Don't say you're proud of who you are right now when you haven't done anything, when you're not always trying to be better. Okay? Always try to keep looking forward to better yourself. Just like me, we're going to get better. We're going to be better people. And we're going to always move forward. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week.